Since the last video I did regarding where to be and where not to be when shit hits the fan has garnered so much attention, I thought I would do a follow-up trying to clarify what exactly I mean by this. Now, for every iteration of shit hits the fan and version of it, there's that many different opinions about where you should and shouldn't be. And sometimes the solutions are exactly the opposite. You know, for example, that giant mountain, the Canary Islands, let's go. Giant tsunami hits the East Coast. Of course, Florida, not a great place to be. But the New Madrid earthquake, let's go, and kills 85% of the bridges across the Mississippi. You know, maybe Missouri, not a great place to be. So it would really depend. Now, if we're talking about the collapse of a financial system, in this video, what I'm going to do is talk about the 10 things that preppers never think about, ever. They're not in any particular order. I tried to rank them, but each one has its own value, so just take it for that, and here we go. Number 10, governmental seizure. A lot of preppers have the nasty habit of bragging about it and letting other people know about it and stockpiling things they shouldn't stockpile. And when shit lets go and things fall apart, there are going to be people who aren't prepared and people who are. Well, you know, there's always that person, you know, who's going to go run off to the authorities and go, yeah, Bob down the street there, he's got, 15 rifles and 7,000 rounds of ammunition, and he's holding out on everybody, and he said some really dumb things on Facebook, and you know how things are going these days with the red flag laws. That's, going to be something you're going to have to think about. And I guarantee once they seize the guns and they seize you, your rest of your stash is going to get raided, and they're going to take everything. So maybe being a little bit more circumspect about what you have and what you're prepared for might be a better idea. Number 9. This is one that I have wanted to talk about a lot because people talk about, well, I've got blah, 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 blah weapons, and I've done blah, 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 blah training. Anybody tries to come get it, I'm just going to shoot him. Then what? You're just going to let a body lay out there? You're just going to let it rot? 1, 2, 5 of them, 7 of them? You're going to go grab them, you're going to bury them? Those people are going to be missed. They got friends. And then they're going to come back with twice as many people. And once you start doing that, there are going to be regional authorities that are going to stand themselves up. And one way or the other, they will come get you. And you're like, well, I'm going to die shooting and all that. Then how does that work? How is that survival? It's not survival. That's just stupidity. Number 8, anonymity. And this goes to the other things that I'm talking about. How are you going to maintain your anonymity so that you don't become a target? Think about that. You're going to need to have the people around you believe that you're in the same boat they are, the same unprepped boat they are. Because once they realize you have a whole bunch and they don't have any, like I said, it doesn't matter how many guns you have or how good a shot you are. They will make you a target 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and eventually you have to sleep. Eventually you have to use the bathroom. And eventually you will mentally snap if you are living on the edge for that long. Number 7, the elderly and the disabled. People don't think about that, but we all have people in our lives that are, not in a position to operate in a tactical environment. Have you made plans? Have you talked with these people? Have you sat down and said, okay, here's the problem as I see it. How can we fix this? Number 6. This goes a little bit to what I was talking about with anonymity, operational security and sleep schedules. If you're not with a group, if you're going to try to do it by yourself or 1 or 2 people, forget it. just give it up. It's not going to happen with 2 people. You're not going to have 2 or 3 people sit on, 8 months worth of food and thousands of rounds of ammunition once you're made. And once you're made, and once people don't know where you are and don't see you and you're holed up, like I said, look at the situations in countries where this has happened. Nobody comes out having made these kind of preps and goes, yeah, we survived, we made it. It doesn't work that way. And I'm going to go to another one that I wasn't going to go to right away, but since we've been talking about this, we're going to waste removal and clothes washing. That's going to be the biggest dead giveaway to somebody who's prepped and between somebody who's not. How are you going to get rid of waste? If the plumbing systems have all fallen apart, and if people see that you have clean clothes, and people see that you're well fed after 2 weeks and 3 weeks, and everyone else around is starving and has dirty clothes, you're going to give away the farm. They're going to know. And like I said, once you're made, it's over. You have to maintain anonymity. You have to make folks believe that you're in the same boat they are, and that maybe you might have a little extra sometimes, but not much. Dental hygiene is another one. I think we'd be up to, let's see, that would be 5, 6, this would be, I guess, number 7. Dental hygiene. A lot of people make all sorts of preps for medical things, medications, and dealing with bullet wounds and all this kind of stuff, but nobody ever makes any preps to have a dentist around, or what would happen if I had an infected tooth, which will be likely, given the things that you're going to be eating and given the situation that you're going to be in. Things like toothpaste will be at a premium. That'll be another giveaway. If you're walking around with shiny white teeth and minty fresh breath and clean clothes and well fed 2 weeks into an apocalyptic situation. That was one of the big bitches I had with, and I don't mean to go off on a tangent, with the issue with The Walking Dead. That's why I quit watching it. Because I'm like, well, wait a minute. These people have water, and all of these houses are completely full of supplies. Why are these people walking around in blood spattered and stained soaked clothing? There's all sorts of just clothes hanging in closets all through all of these houses and neighborhoods. They could be having clean clothes every day. Why did none of them bathe? None of them bathed, but every single one of them had shiny white teeth, so clearly they were brushing their teeth every day, so very strange. But I digress. Light discipline, night exposure. That's another thing that gives away preppers, gives away people who have a stash that they don't want people to know about. Because even the most light polluted areas, when the power goes off, I remember here during the hurricane, when all the power went out around the northeast part of Florida, you could see the frickin' Milky Way. It was awesome. It was beautiful. But you could see light, anybody's light, from miles and miles and miles away. And once again, that'll give away the farm. Light discipline will be hugely important. Let's see. Children and babies, I guess, would be number 9. Nobody plans for that. That kind of goes with the elderly and the disabled. They have special needs. They have things that they are going to have in their lives that you won't. And once again, if there are governmental authorities, regional ones, and someone decides to go run to them and say, oh, this person isn't treating their kid right, or they're not, doing this, that, and the other, they'll just bring the authorities down on you, just like they would. They'll seize the guns, they'll seize the kids. And the last thing I will talk about is other preppers and mental health. That'll be number 10. There are going to be groups that are going to have put themselves together in a way that when this falls apart, they will turn into little mafias. And they will start to control regions. And if you're not part of that group, they will make you a target, because you're going to be competing for the same area. And whether it's hunting, or whether it's fishing, or whether it's just straight up operational control. And so I would discreetly be looking around to see who in your area is doing things like that. And what their goals are, what type of people they are, and what you think their long-term intentions might be. So that's just, like I said, my opinion. Real quick, we'll go over it again. Number 10, governmental seizure. Number 9, after you kill, then what? What do you do with the bodies? 8, anonymity. 7, elderly disabled. 6, operational security and sleep schedules. 5, light discipline, night exposure. Number 4, children and babies. Number 3, dental hygiene. Number 2, waste removal and clothes washing. And number 1, other preppers, mental health. So, like I said, not in any order, not that number 10 is less important than number 1, just the 10 things that I thought people would not think about during this event. So, we'll leave it there. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thanks.